Hello to everyone tuning in, podcasting from Ontario, California. Welcome to Fractured Poet, a podcast for all of you poetically insane individuals who love getting lost in the art of poetry. I am your host, Katrina Wisniewski, just another person in the world obsessed with words, striving to make sense of it all. So, the poems I chose for this episode, like the previous, has a music theme to it. Music, in my opinion, is such a great topic to write about. I love explaining certain aspects of music and the instruments. Even if I'm not listening to music, I can hear the sound of a guitar weeping or screeching as I'm describing it. It's totally amazing. But anyway, here is the first poem. There is no title, by the way. I haven't figured it out yet. Your voice is intriguing. The sounds you make are utterly breathtaking. Following along, watching your lips move, it's impeccable. My eyes move to the drummer, concentrating on the sound. My head starts to nod to the beat. I can't take my eyes away. Captivated by the way he moves. Next is the raspy sounds coming from the guitar. Such piercing notes. Everything about you is addicting. The sound of your voice, the wailing on the guitar, the violent beats on the drum. I am obsessed. So, like I had said before I started the poem, this poem does not have a title. I hate when I write poems with no title, but for whatever reason, I just could not figure one out for this one. I like this poem a lot. To actually sit down and write about an event that was experienced with such passion is one of a kind. I instantly imagined myself at a concert venue, surrounded by hundreds of people, eyes glued to the people performing on stage, getting lost in the music's melody and the sounds of each instrument is out of this world. Not only do I love going to concerts to see some of my favorite bands, but I love listening to songs that were once recorded in a studio be performed live in person. To be able to hear the guitars weeping those insane guitar riffs and being memorized by the drummer's consistent interaction with the drum set, and of course, the vocals of the person singing the songs I sing along to is priceless. Okay, so the next poem, also music related, but this poem is also left without a title. So here it is. It's 5 a.m. and she's still awake. Music in her ear. She's addicted. The volume gets louder as the music intensifies. Violent screams, double pedaling, head banging. Who knew? As the poem states, I did write this poem at 5 in the morning. I have problems sleeping, so I sometimes pop in my headphones and listen to music until I fall asleep. Whatever song I was listening to, it triggered a poem idea, and I just started writing. Writing poetry, again, as I've mentioned throughout this entire show, that poetry is an addiction to me. It's something I am always thinking about, something I am always doing. Of course, there are breaks in between, writer's block and such, but words are constantly making their way into my head, which will eventually form a poem, one way or another. The second I think up a phrase, I have to immediately write it down somewhere so I can remember it later and come back to it and complete it. The process itself in writing a poem is unexplainable at times because I have no idea how I come up with the poems I come up with, honestly. And as much as I get irritated with the process of writing a poem, I love it inside and out. I would not trade it for the world. So, with that being said, I guess that concludes the show. To those of you who are always tuning in, thank you, thank you for your ears. And even those who are just tuning in, I hope you liked what you heard and you tune in next time. You can catch this episode and future episodes at anchor.fm/Fractured Poet. This episode of Fractured Poet was written and produced by me, Katrina Wisniewski. Music by both Alternative Rock Volume 1 and Rock Electronica Volume 4 from a website called freeplaymusic.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at Fractured Poet. And as always, thank you for listening, and until next time.